Hi, I am Suzanne Carpenter, and I am so honored to be a panelist in the Women's Equality Summit. First off, Amy and Nancy, thank you so much for asking me to stand in here on this topic. It's my honor, it's my privilege. I take it with a lot of responsibility, and my hope is, in the fact that we are celebrating 100 years of us women being able to vote, that we take that as a starting place for where we're going to next, because this is what I know about us women. We get things done, we move mountains, we make things happen, we don't take no for an answer, we get an obstacle in front of us and we just figure a way to get around it. So I want to introduce you to me just a little bit, and then I have 3 big takeaways that I want to give you about your health, because this is the foundation. I'm like the person setting the stage, the super practical. We need to get your health and your energy and your stress and your wellness solid, so that everything that you are meant to do in this life can build on top of this really solid foundation. And I know this is important because of this. I had a secret that I planned to keep my whole life. I was so ashamed of it, I didn't even tell my husband. I spent most of my adult life trying to keep my secret, until I was asked a question that caused a stirring in me for change. And the question was this: you say you would die for your kids, but would you change for them? So I have 4 kids, 2 girls and 2 boys. And when I was asked that question, I realized in that instant, if I didn't get help for me, for an eating disorder that I had had since I was a teen, my girls were gonna grow up to be just like me. They were gonna have that same mean girl voice talking to them every single day in the mirror, that mean girl voice that says you're not worthy, you're not enough, you need to play small, there's not a space for you, you don't fit into your clothes just right, so you don't fit into this world just right. I needed to quiet that voice for them. The other thing I had was this fractured relationship with food. I didn't understand how to eat. I was terrified of food. I would binge, and then I would restrict, and then I could never throw up, so I would exercise to outrun my fork, and then I started abusing laxatives because I was trying to control something that felt very out of control to me. So the minute I was asked that question, I realized I had to get myself help so that I could be a better role model for them. And that's all I planned to do until I learned some really key principles that I had been searching for my whole life, but I could not find. It's kind of like when you have your sunglasses on and you can't find those sunglasses anywhere. You looked in your car, you looked under your cushions of your couch, they're nowhere to be found, but they're on top of your head. They're hidden in plain sight. That is what nutrition is like. So I hope you will honor me with just a few minutes so that I can impart 3 key steps that can dramatically change your relationship with food and potentially help you to feel more empowered, more inspired, better energy, positive about yourself and where you're going, because this is what I know. I want to shore up your health. I want to help you set a solid foundation so that you can go do what it is that you are uniquely designed to do to move this world forward, because we are in a fight and we are in a battle, and nobody's going to be ready for a fight or battle if you don't first have your health and your energy and your mind right. And those things all start with the super practical, super realistic wellness tips that I'm going to give you, because we need to live our best life, but we have to keep this simple. I know you're going to listen to a lot of different presenters. You're going to get some incredible training and some information that's going to take you from where you are to where you want to be and get into the action. So then what I want to do today is just talk about what can you do right now, tomorrow, that won't feel so overwhelming that you can start impacting your health in the right direction as well. So the first thing is we have to keep this super simple and we have to have fun with this, right? So I want you to write this down. We need protein, fat, and fiber at every meal. Makes maintaining or losing weight no big deal. Now, I'm gonna just go over this really quickly, but ultimately, if you can put some form of protein, a fat, and a fiber being the 0-calorie part to a carbohydrate, if you can put protein, fat, and fiber on your plate, we're gonna turn off about 8 hungry hormones. Your food's gonna work longer for you. It's gonna rev your metabolism. And then for those of you that have weight loss to happen, it'll allow weight loss without hunger. Better yet, we're protecting and preserving your lean muscle. Like I said, you're going to feel full and you are going to have energy because you're eating foods that are going to serve you. See, if we can eat foods that last longer and elongate your blood sugar, your brain's gonna have the energy and focus and consistency that it needs to do whatever it is that you're built to do. Now, when you have, like, say, a sugary blizzard from Dairy Queen or a Frappuccino and a scone from a coffee shop, what happens is it hits your blood system really fast and you get a spike and it feels really good, but then your body digests it rapidly and your blood sugar drops and it feels really bad. And the next thing you know, you're hungry, shaky, and hangry all over again. We want to stop that. So protein, fat, and fiber at every meal. Your food will work longer for you. Better yet, it's turning off 8 hungry hormones. So let's talk about this a little bit more in tip number 2. I say protein, fat, and fiber at every meal makes maintaining or losing weight no big deal. But why do I say fiber? Fiber is actually part of a carbohydrate. It's just the 0-calorie part to a carbohydrate. That means your body cannot digest it, although it is going to spend a lot of calories trying. See, foods that are high in fiber, like your whole grains, your legumes, your fruits and vegetables, they have a lot of bulk, but not a lot of calories. So what happens is you eat these high fiber carbohydrates that you're focused on, your body can't digest it, but it's going to burn a lot of calories trying to digest it. So this would be like the equivalent of you doing lots of cardio during the day because your body's trying to burn off this fiber, but it cannot. So fiber acts like a broom and a sponge. So when you're drinking 3 liters of water a day, now when you're dehydrated, your body thinks it's hungry. So you want to make sure you're getting your 3 liters of water in. A liter between 6 and noon, another between noon and 3, and another between 3 and 6 is a great rule of thumb. So when you pair your fiber with water, the fiber will swell in your stomach, which signals to your brain that you're full, and then it acts like a sponge and it soaks up extra calories, fats, and toxins, ushers them out of your body into the toilet bowl. Studies even show when you take your fiber from, like, say 24 grams a day, or you're probably averaging 9 to 15 grams a day, up to 24 grams, you'll malabsorb about 96 calories a day just by upping your fiber. Over the course of a year, that can be a 10-pound weight loss by adding in this one nutrient, by focusing on adding in the fiber. Now, weight loss is actually the side effect of getting healthy. So what I'm teaching you with protein, fat, and fiber is more of how you're going to create a lifestyle of eating where you're not chasing fad diets or little whims that come across the internet. Instead, it's really about understanding what groceries to buy, what foods to order in a restaurant, what meals to pull together, so that you can create a lifestyle that you can be doing when you're 85. See, if you're eating in a pattern right now that you don't see yourself doing when you're 85, we haven't found the right pattern of eating for you. So that's why I talk about, let's learn to do protein, fat, and fiber at every meal. Makes maintaining or losing weight no big deal. The fiber for your health benefits is going to balance cholesterol, lower your risk for heart disease, lower your risk for colon cancer and breast cancer, reduce inflammation in your body. The health benefits of increasing your fiber are tremendous. Like I said, the side effect of getting healthy will be that you'll have weight loss, and better yet, weight loss without hunger. So tip number 2, after protein, fat, and fiber at every meal, makes maintaining or losing weight no big deal. Number 2 is get that fiber your first week up to 24 grams a day so that you can start having it help you keep full, usher extra calories, fats, and toxins out of your body. Then really what you want to do is start getting that fiber number up even higher, more around that 35 grams a day. That's really going to help you with weight management and weight loss. Now, that's a rule of thumb. You want to start that first week around 24 grams so you don't have too much gastric distress, but your body will get used to it and you will feel incredible. As always, check with your healthcare provider before you start anything new. But this is really not a fad. This is just science. That's all this is. Everything is based off of science. So the third tip that I can give you after protein, fat, and fiber, after up your fiber, the third tip is you need to focus on you're physically and psychologically satisfied. Let me tease that out just a little bit. Let's say you had 8 cups of broccoli, and that was to be right around 200 calories. Think about how big 8 cups of broccoli would be and how much space that would take up in your stomach. That would cause your stomach to stretch, right? Now let's say we do the same 200 calories, but we do it in chips. Frito-Lay chips or Doritos. It's really going to be a portion size about a cup, maybe even less, but it's full of air and it's going to be something that breaks down and gets digested really fast, and your sugar plummets. So I want you to think about this. How much space does a cup of chips take up versus how much volume does 2 or 8 cups of broccoli take up in your stomach? Okay, so we want to go for volume first because your stomach will stretch, sends a signal to your brain to release this hormone that says you're full. So that's what's fantastic. The volume will cause your stomach to stretch, so your brain registers that you're full, but you're getting a lot of food on very little calories. Okay, that's the part where you need to be physically full. But I mean, if we just eat broccoli all the time, like I know you're already rolling your eyes at me going like, Suzanne, come on, let's get this thing clipping along a little bit. Well, now we need to think about being psychologically full. That's why diets that restrict don't work. And I always say all foods fit. We just have to figure out how your food fits into your portion sizes based off of what your goals are. Okay, so what we want to do is figure out what foods do you love. Think about your bank account. Think about your budget, right? If you have $100 to spend to stay in budget and you get to $99 for the day, you might need to go home, otherwise you're going to go in debt. Well, foods are the same way. I want you to have the foods that help you feel psychologically full, whether it's the chips or the chocolate cake or the peanut butter or the cookie. I want you to have the thing that helps you to feel psychologically full, but to understand how to fit it into your budget. All foods fit, you just might have to have a little bit smaller portion, slow down on eating it, and that way, psychologically, you don't feel restricted or that you've been deprived, so you feel full. And then if you're pairing it with a lot of fiber that is big volume, low calorie, you're gonna get physically full. You need those two things to be happening in your pattern of eating in order for you to sustain something. If you are always feeling like you're restricted, what happens the minute you get around one of your favorite foods? You just binge your face off and you overdo it, and then you feel bad. You might feel shame, you might feel regret, you might feel discouraged, disappointed in yourself, your blood sugar might go up and down, your stomach might hurt, it might hold you back. But rather, if you're working on large quantities of the right foods, but including in small quantities of the foods that help you feel psychologically full, you've got a pattern of eating that you can sustain, and that will sustain weight management, but also it'll help to, with my clients and my SOS students, help to maintain weight loss during that season of their journey. So to recap, and then I'm gonna just give you one last parting thought. We want protein, fat, and fiber at every meal. Makes maintaining or losing weight no big deal. We want our fiber number to go up. You want to focus on fiber. That first week, 24 grams, so you don't have gastric distress. After that, for the rest of your life, have that fiber up around 35 grams, and your GI and your general practitioner will probably be happy with you for a lifetime. And the third tip is look for the foods that you can fill your stomach at a lot of volume, but also to know in moderation, you need those little bites and treats in small quantities so you stay psychologically full. That's how we create a lifestyle you love where you look and you feel your very best. Now, why do I say look and feel your very best? Please know that I am not talking about jean size and I am not talking about vanity. When I say that, I'm talking about that internal temperature of yourself, that internal empowerment, because we have a lot of work to do in this world, in this battle for equality. We women, we don't have time to want to stay in our quitters, in our pajamas, to want to watch Netflix all day, to feel small, to feel insecure, to think she does it better, to think her message is more bold, she has got a bigger following, she's got more revenue. We don't have time for any of that. You are here and you have a calling on your heart to go make impact. And it might be to affect one, and then that one affects another one, and that one affects another one. Whatever it is, we have no time to be feeling insecure, small, to spend an hour in the morning trying on all of our clothes, trying to find something that we like how it looks and feels. We don't have time for that anymore. It's time for you to take control of your health. It's time for you to make the necessary changes and get somebody in your life that can walk you through those necessary changes so that you can get the results you're looking for, so that you feel empowered, so that you know that you're worthy, so that you know that there is a space for you, that your message matters. We need you to wake up and get into this battle. There's no time for insecure. There's no time for underdog. That does nobody any good. So the last thing I will say, Taking care of your health is your greatest wealth, and it is the least selfish thing that you can possibly do. When you take care of you, you're taking better care of others around you. You might be inspiring them to start taking care of themselves. Better yet, you might be pouring into your relationships, your work relationships, your community, your church, wherever it is you land. You're going to show up the better version of yourself because you have better energy. You have more confidence. You like how you look and feel. You're sleeping better. Your stress is under control. Everything you do has this butterfly effect of change, and it starts with you. And it starts with this foundation of your health. It starts with you realizing you are worth it. You are worthy. It is the least selfish thing you can do, and it is potentially the most impactful thing you can do in order to position yourself to take all the incredible teachings that you get from this summit to make change, to move this world forward, to help be a part of making this a better place. I thank you for giving me your time. It was my great honor to get to participate in this panel. I hope you get more out of this summit than you ever thought possible, and that you make your mark in this world and you realize you have a voice, somebody needs to hear your message, and they're waiting for you to show up for them. Take care.